Every day is a good day at Classic Bahnstormers, but today is an excellent day because I'm doing something slightly different. Today, I've got an E28 M5, a full tank of petrol, a camera crew, and it's a sunny day. Okay, so like all E28s, the M5 shares the same basic suspension design, and for an old car it is comparatively modern. You've got upper and lower control arms, so it gives you a really reassuring feedback through the steering. It is an extremely analog experience. You know, the steering is relatively heavy, I suppose, by modern standards, but it's not heavy uncomfortable. It's heavy reassuring. You can feel the road through the steering wheel. One of the things that gets leveled at the M5 reasonably regularly is, you know, it's not that dissimilar from say an M535i, but that is an absolute fallacy. Everything about this car is different. It's not just the twin cam engine, it's got a completely different gearbox. It's a 280 instead of a 265 or 260. So it's got a gearbox designed to be driven by this engine. The diff ratios are different. The suspension still builds to use shocks, but they're different shock absorbers, and they're tuned to the weight and the dynamics of this car. The anti-roll bars are bigger from the factory. Everything about the car, the brakes are fantastic. Instead of the single pot ATE calipers that were put on most of the 535 cars, the M5 has twin piston calipers on the front, so it will stop on 10 pence piece. So a good friend of mine lent me a brochure from 1986 for the BMW M635 CSI and this, the E28 M5. And one of the things that cropped up as a sort of reoccurring theme in the brochure was sophisticated understatement power. Those were the kind of points on which the E28 M5 was raised, and it is. It does feel like a very sophisticated car. You're driving it, you know, just bimbling along like we are now at, you know, what we're doing, 45 miles an hour. It's a relaxing, easy thing to drive. You know, the core principle was about the quality within and not the shoutiness of lots of extras or bolt-on, gimmicky brake horsepower improvements. This, like, you know, all of the exciting cars from this period of Munich's time were about the technological advances and the production of just well-engineered things, and you feel it in everything. The heater controls, the window switches, the gear selection. I've got to say, the gear selection on the M5 is probably better than all the other E28s I've driven. It does feel tighter and less like stirring porridge as some of these shifts can be. But everything you touch, the steering wheel is covered in nice leather, gear knob, dials are clear. I love the orange backlight on all the BMW dials, but in the M, it's just sophisticated little tweaks here and there that let you know you're driving something different. I mean, one of the things I particularly love about this car is the interior. And honestly, to start off with, I thought that, you know, not having leather was probably going to go against it, but the consistent feedback I've had from everybody is, oh, I love the seats, I love the interior. It's, you know, the cloth interiors are so much interesting. And the blue houndstooth really is nice. I mean, you know, when you touch it, it feels nice. It is generally, you know, quite a hard-wearing material for a cloth. This particular car, when we first got it, the driver's bolster was a little bit worn, but after 9 months of searching, we did manage to find the correct material, and we've had the driver's seat retrimmed now, so it does the rest of the car justice. Okay, so the particular car I'm driving today is car 55. It's Polaris Silver over Pacific Blue Houndstooth. Polaris Silver is actually a pretty rare car for the E28 M5. They only did 4 worldwide. Only 2 of them had the blue Houndstooth interior, and this is the only one with the aerodynamicist kit to be fitted on the spec sheet. So this car is one of one. It's also got some other optional extras that, to be fair, not many M5s did get any optional extras at all, because they were so expensive to start off with, and the dealers were so worried about being able to sell them. Absolutely none of the dealers put optional extras on these cars unless they were special ordered, like this one. So this one has a top tint windscreen and is also a full Shadowline car. Research on the E28 range and are considering buying a car, you will know that. Important aspects to consider include interior parts which are no longer available, such as dashes and seats, both of which are in excellent condition on this vehicle. Corrosion is also a major concern. We can confirm that this car is as corrosion free as you are likely to find in an unrestored vehicle, having removed the complete body kit for a full inspection. So car 55 first came to us somewhere between 2.5 3 years ago, so we've got to know it really well. It's been in and out a few times. The owner has owned it for the best part of 20 years. It was being stored in a really fantastic garage and used sparingly. I did actually pick it up from the customer's address, and it's a really nice, well-insulated, modern garage. As I say, he's owned the car for 20 years, and in that time it's been used sparingly and respectfully. He is in fact an engineer, and he has so obviously an understanding of mechanical things. Car 55 was for a long time one of the lost cars. There's a register for M5s, and this was one of the ones they didn't know what it was. So the first time it materialised, as far as the register were concerned, is the first time we got hold of it and posted the first social media picture we had. Unlike a lot of these cars, this one has had a lot of money spent on it in the last couple of years in order to make it ready for sale. The major thing with the M88 engine is that you need to do the timing chain every 90,000 miles. This car's done 106,000 miles and it never had chain. So we pulled everything off the front of it, and we have replaced every last chain, every bolt, every nut, every washer. We checked the chain tension for the oil pump. It's been reshimmed. We've done the S38 timing chain upgrade, tensioner upgrade, and we have been right through the engine, the brakes, the cooling system. So this thing is as fit as a fiddle. I'm immensely proud of the work that we've put into car 55, and I am extremely honoured to have owned it, worked on it, driven it, personally enjoyed it myself. But the car is now for sale. If what you've seen today has interested you, it's pretty rare that M5s come up for sale, and as I mentioned earlier in the film, the Polaris Silver over the Houndstooth with the body kit is a one-of-one car. If the car interests you, I'd be very happy to answer any further questions, divulge further information about exactly what's been done and when. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. Contact details, whether you're watching this on Instagram, Facebook or YouTube, are all below, and please get in contact.